how are you doing? Welcome back to Grow with Sabrina. My name is Sabrina Euland and I'm coming to you live from Marbella. Today, as you can hear, I've got a bit of a sore throat, so I've taken extra of my seed nutrition, so I'm just waiting for that to kick in and do its magic. Excuse me. So today I want to be talking about how it's really easy for us to go into kind of like negative mindset when something goes good in our lives. Now, why is that and how does that happen? Well, it's kind of like if you're so used to being like down here, you're so used to everything being difficult, you're so used to always getting challenged, you're so used to everything just being like your comfort has become what used to be uncomfortable. Difficulties, traumas, negative experiences. So it kind of becomes like a little bit, we think, or I used to think this a lot, a little bit too good to be true if something good would happen. And that if something good happened, then I was just waiting for the negative to come and smack me in the face. That's a little bit what I want to be talking about today, because once you start getting some success, once you start leveling up, once you start growing, once you start feeling better about yourself, all those different things, it's very easy to start expecting the worst because you've been used to it. I used to do this a lot. I used to actually self-sabotage. For example, when I was 13, 14, something like that, I was going to a modeling school. And I was doing really well and I was getting loads of compliments. Remember how I said my triggers are compliments? And I was getting loads of compliments. I could never be like a catwalk model or anything because I'm really short, really tiny. But I was really good with pictures. And I got told that obviously you need to pass these different tests and stuff to show that you've learned what you've actually learned, that you can sit up straight, that you have the manners and all those different things. And I got told that they wanted to send me to Barcelona and that I would do really well. Do you know what I did? That for me was too many compliments as a big trigger. Secondly, it was too much of I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. So not just compliments, but also increasing my self-esteem. Another trigger. And then third of all, it felt too good to be true. Now, hand on my heart, I'm really glad that I self-sabotaged that situation because being a model is definitely not something that I actually wanted to do once I got a little bit older. But in that situation, do you know what I did? I managed to, on purpose, I don't exactly know how, but twist my ankle so that I would fail the last exam that I had to do, to be able to pass, to be classified as a real model so that they could get me to jobs and stuff like that. I self-sabotaged so deeply because I felt it was too good to be true, the experience, that I actually twisted my ankle and ended up on crutches. So my exam date got extended. I never went back. Because that for me was like, okay, the universe showed me a sign that I'm not meant to do this, that's why I twisted my ankle. Now, you've probably done this quite a lot. You've gone, God or Jesus or the universe or Allah or whatever you believe in has shown me that this is not what I'm meant to do because it's giving me kind of like a friction, it's giving me attention, it's pulling me back. No, that's not necessarily what it means. It just means that if that is what you want to do, you have to fight for it. Obviously, that proved in my life that that is not what I wanted to do, so I didn't fight for it. But how many times have you stopped yourself when you've become an adult in fighting for what you really believe in? Because you've had that thought, but what if it's too good to be true? What if the positivity leads to more negativity? I used to believe this about getting better with my health. I used to believe that it was better for me to have constant pain than to actually get better, because what if I got better and then I got worse? That used to be my belief. So same as what I did with my modeling career, if you can even call it that, I sabotaged that. Obviously, in my story with that, I sabotaged that because that's not what I wanted to do. My life would have been completely different if I would have. But I still sabotaged something that could have been good for me. So the way that I look at that story is I don't want to repeat those mistakes in my life. Do I regret it? No. I'm very glad that I didn't do it, because there are some things that you self-sabotage because you say no to one thing, you say yes to another thing. So there is also some positivity there. Like, don't go completely on everything you've said no to, everything you've self-sabotaged. It's been a negative thing and you could have had a better life. No, that's not how it happens. Everything happens for a reason. But if you're consciously self-sabotaging your future now because you're believing that it's too good to be true, because you're not worthy of it, because you're so used to all the negatives, you're so used to being down here, you're so used to hitting the floor, hitting the floor, hitting the floor, hitting the wall, or the whatever you say in wherever you're from. In Norwegian, you say, like, you smack your face against the wall. And constantly getting that negativity pushed on you again and again and again, so that when something positive happens, you are literally not enjoying it. You're not feeling that it's even real or true, because you're waiting for smack in the face. You're waiting for the negativity to hit you. Guess what you're creating then? More negativity. Because that's what you're asking for. You're asking the universe, you're going, please give me something negative so that I know that this isn't right. That's not how it is. That's your mind creating a story because it's attached to a feeling and a situation that you've had before. So you're repeating it again when you're older. Now, that is like not planning and then you're planning to fail. That is setting yourself up for failure. Understanding what you are doing, then you can change it. What you've done before is, there's been a reason. That's why you're here today. That's why you are the person you are today. That's how you've grown. But in your future life, or in your present life right now, it's kind of like you may need to make the decision about how it is you want your life to be. Not waiting for the day where if you get successful, everything will be taken away because you don't deserve it. This is why I'm so heavy on the growth, because I've been in situations in my life where I've had loads of money, no money, loads of money, no money, loads of money, no money. It's kind of been like up and down. And every time I've had loads of money, I've had to grow. Every time I've had a very, very little money, I've had to grow. Because you have to change your mindset. I had to stop thinking that something negative was going to come with the positive. But we get so used to staying in the negativity that it's so easy to just go back to what we know. It's so easy to struggle. It's so easy to be hard on yourself. It's so easy to do those things. Guess what? Life is a lot easier once you level up. Once you get your head out of the sand, basically. You're not an ostrich. I've been an ostrich most of my life. Digging my head into the sand and I go, no, don't want to know, don't want to hear it. I'm not there. Something negative will come out of it, so I don't want to even touch the positive. That's what most of us think about relationships. If you actually find a person that's nice to you, you go, oh no, that's too good to be true. No one's treated me right. Why do you think you always go for the person that doesn't treat you right? Because that's how you feel on the inside. Same with business. If you don't feel worthy of your business, if you don't feel worthy of the value that you bring, if you don't feel worthy of the life that you all have already achieved, it's very hard for you to grow. It's very hard for you to not expect the worst out of every single situation. But if you're expecting the worst out of every single situation, I'm really sorry to say, but you are then creating it. And I'm telling you this from experience, just the little experience that I had with the modeling. I twisted my ankle a couple of days before I was meant to do the final exam that would say, okay, now we can start booking you deals. I twisted my ankle. I even got an extension to do it because I twisted my ankle. And I never went back. I've done so many different situations like that throughout my whole life because I've always expected the worst to come from something good. If someone treated me right, I would treat them horribly because I was afraid that they would do that to me. How many times have you done that in your life? How many times have you gone so deeply over analyzing every single situation, what they said, how it happened, all those different things, and then done something negatively, and then you go, see, I proved myself right. They weren't the right one. That business didn't work. I knew I couldn't do it. That's just setting yourself up for failure. And I'm sorry to say, most of us, we go through our whole lives doing this. It's taken me a very, very long time until I realized what I actually do to self-sabotage. And one of the things is expecting the worst. Constantly expecting that once you start something, you will automatically fail. Because let me tell you this, failure doesn't exist. It is on the road to success. Every time you try something new and you stick to it and you feel it in your gut that it means something to you, you are on the road to success. Every time you try something and it doesn't work and you learn the lesson and you implement what you've learned, you are on the road to success. Is it easy? Hell no. Does it take some time to actually understand and figure out where you're going wrong? Yeah. Can you do it? 100%. Do I believe in you? Yes. But you need to believe in yourself. Because a lot of people throughout my life have believed in me. And until I looked at myself in the mirror and went, actually, Sabrina, we're not that bad. That's when I started getting a little bit more of what it is that I want in my life, or a little bit more of who I want to be in my life. I'm not here to change the world. I'm here to change myself. And that is what everyone should be aiming to do. Because we can't change the world, but we can change the way that we view it. Because once we change our view of the world, then we can also, the world will change with it because our view is different. So the more you change that negative influence, that negative destruction, that negative self-sabotage, the limiting beliefs, all those different negativities on the positive thing that's happening in your life right now, whether it's you've been told about a golden opportunity, whether it's you're doing your business, whether it's you're working for your future, whether it's you're going into the relationship that you've always dreamed of, don't expect the worst. Try and expect the best. Don't be unrealistic so that you put so much pressure on yourself or the other person. If it's relationship, then on the partner. If it's business, then on yourself. That you set yourself up for failure. But do expect something positive. Oh, excuse me. Do expect that the worst doesn't always happen. And always, if there is something negative that happens out of the positive, it's so that you could learn a lesson to make it even more positive. Sorry, dying a little bit here. Jesus. So with that, I want to leave you with this. Understand that you have a very, very, very important power. And that power is the way that you automatically influence a situation or a person in your life or an event. That means that your mind already creates a story before the story is even started. You have the opportunity to turn that completely around and make it a positive story instead of a negative one. You don't have to keep expecting the worst. Because once you let go of that, once I started letting go of that, even bad situations turned into positive ones. Because I could see the value that I was getting from what I learned. Instead of going, I knew it, I wouldn't succeed. I just proved it to myself, that just proved it, that person just proved it, that situation just proved it. Don't go into that mindset. I used to be stuck in that every single day. Nothing was good enough of what I did. Everyone told me I was brilliant. I could do this and that and that. Especially my family has so much belief in me. But unless you have that belief in yourself, it doesn't matter who tells you. It doesn't matter who tells you you're beautiful on the inside out or you're beautiful on the outside in. however you want to look at it. It doesn't matter because you have to feel it. So create it up here first so that you start to see it, so that it actually starts becoming a reality. Because expecting the worst is actually creating the worst. And that means you're looking for the easy way out, not the best way. So with that, I want to say I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know if you got value from this. Drop value in the comments. I'm sorry I'm a bit not all there today, but hopefully this gave you some insights and you resonated with my story, or you've been through those situations yourself, or you're still in those situations. Don't worry, it's never too late for you to decide that you want more for your life. I can't decide it for you, unfortunately. That choice has to come from you. If you don't already follow me, then hit that follow button. I appreciate you guys and I love you so much. And I'm back again tomorrow with another live at 1 p.m. CET time. I'll see you back then.